So I was telling y'all about Florida and how I bought fake weed. So I went to the dispensary. I went to the tobacco shop. It wasn't a dispensary, it was a tobacco store. And the motherfucker smoked some weed with me, sold me some CBD. So I get back to the house that we rented out. I try to roll the shit up. I'm looking at it like this ain't weed. This shit ain't right. But I'm like, let me hit the shit. So I hit the shit. It was CBD. I'm mad. My wife like, I'm not smoking that shit. I'm like, well, we ain't got shit else to smoke. We all the way in Florida. She go on the titty, pull out a bag of weed. Like, I told you don't bring no weed on the plane. She pulled the shit out. Like,
she had this the whole time and you went and bought weed?
Yes, and she never told me. Because she was mad. She know I was gonna be mad at her for bringing weed from Minnesota to Florida. So she didn't want to hear the shit. She was just like, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just let the nigga go get the weed. So I went to go find some weed and came back, and I thought I was doing something. I dropped the bag on her.
TSA about to change that TSA to titty check, because they gonna be checking some titties from now on.
Hey,
yo, man, shout out to all the rider women out there and all the rider wifeys out there. You know what I mean? That know better than they man and is holding it down, because that's a prime example.
She definitely was smarter than me. So we smoked, and then she ended up finding something out there in Florida. She called somebody that knew somebody, and she found something for us. So it was dope. But yeah, man, I was smoking CBD in Florida, and I thought these motherfuckers really was selling weed out the store.
I know you don't love me.
So then, so just to say that, because I was asking about Florida, right? When I went there in Florida, other than buying the CBD, I went to the gas station. So I go to a gas station, I pull up, it's like 11:30, 12 at night. It's a nigga at the gas station. I'm like, you know some weed at? He's like, yeah, I got some weed. Meet me around the corner. I'm like, what? So he on a bike. So I'm in the car. So I drive around the corner. I ain't got no gun or nothing, but I ain't scared. I can fight. I ain't got that much cash on me, so he ain't gonna rob me for shit. So I go around the corner, and he like, all right, we gotta drive like 4 blocks this way to get the weed. Nigga, so I'm like, okay, I'm thirsty, scared as fuck. It's 12 o'clock. I'm in Orlando, Florida. I ain't never been in Orlando, Florida a day before in my life. So he takes me to this hood. And when I say a hood, like, it's different in Florida. In Minnesota, you're not gonna see 100 people standing outside at 12 o'clock at night on any motherfucking night. I don't give a fuck where you at. Nigga, we in Orlando, I see a whole scroll of whores walking down the street like real hookers, like it's a whole scroll.
And then you said whores.
You said whores. Like,
I thought you said whores.
So then I see like 12 people at the bus stop. So I'm scared now because there's so many people outside. And I got this crackhead taking me to get some weed, and I'm gonna give him $10 so he can get some crack. So, long story short, we pull behind this building. It's a dude with a tie on, and he say he's famous in Florida. Yes, nigga. When I tell you, he had a hood attire. He had a t-shirt and some jeans, a big ass gold chain, and a button-up tie. Like a real tie around his neck, and I forget his name. I got it in my phone somewhere, but his name was like Trump Daddy Tie or some shit like that. Like, it was weird ass name.
Did you call him that?
Yes, I did. Because I called him back the next day to get some weed.
So you said you got Trump to call the cats.
So if you ever in Orlando, if you in Orlando, Florida, and you see a nigga with a tie on selling weed,
Tyrese. That's
my homie. So I did get some weed. I did see some whores. I liked it in Orlando. It seemed cool, man. But I don't know if I want to live there permanently. All right, let's get started. It's the Original Podcast. The homeboy DJ Double OG. We got Are You Serious in the building. We got D Jones in the building. And we got a special guest today, the big homie just Boima Freeman. One of my favorite comedians, stand-up comics, man. Straight out of Minnesota.
It's gonna get awkward because it's actually Boima.
Hey, wait, real quick. When can I jump into things? Because I just realized who's on the goddamn pod right now? And I got mad questions. I got mad shout outs I want to give to you. I want to show you mad love. So whenever we get to that portion, yes.
Oh, let's get to that shit right now. No, I'm just
Yeah. So Dollar, you moderate all this, but I just this shit's dope. Yo, shout out.
Okay. Yeah, because you never know, you know what, and that's what I learned too. And Boima, you might learn this today, but you never know who watching. And you never know who a fan. You know what I'm saying? You never know who following your career or just your Instagram or your the Facebook and all that shit. You never know. So I tell people out there all the time, you know, you never know who watching. You never know who watching. All right, let's get started, man. Today I wanted to start with some news that nobody cares about, but I thought this might be interesting. James Earl Jones has sold his rights to be the voice of Darth Vader. Now, when I heard James Earl Jones was in the news, I thought the nigga died, but he didn't. He's still alive. He's 91 years old, and he's finally said, "I am retiring from being the voice of Darth Vader after 40 years." 40 years as the voice of Darth Vader. Shout out to James Earl Jones, but he was also the voice of Simba and Mufasa, right? Nigga, listen, why you laughing? I thought the nigga was dead, okay?
And I'm just saying, like, what's the point of saying, nah, y'all got you about to die? What are we talking about? Any moment, James Earl can go, and we'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. So why would they give him money for something they could just wait, 3-4 days on?
True to the title of this segment, nigga. Dollar, you're telling this story, and I'm just sitting there like, I really don't give a shit, man. Like,
news that nobody cares about. Yeah.
Hey, man, that's James Earl Jones.
Hey, but let me ask you though, James. Well, it made me think, right? James Earl Jones is a famous voice.
My son works.
Yeah, like, and he's been in a lot of movies. You know what I'm saying? He was. I think one of my. Of course, everybody remembers him from The Lion King, but also everybody remembers him from Eddie Murphy Coming to America, right? He was the voice of Coming to America. But is there anybody else that you could think of in Hollywood that's a voice talent, like just use their voice only, that you really can remember?
Arby's,
Morgan Freeman.
Have the meats.
Morgan Freeman.
Who did Arby's? We got the meats. Who's that? The dude? They all black.
Ving Rhames, yo. It's Ving Rhames.
That's not Ving Rhames.
Yes, it is. Why would you choose? Just listen to it and listen to him in your mind. Next time you see the Arby's ad, just listen to it and listen to him in your mind.
Dennis Haysbert.
So I could be making it up. What about that one dude?
Dennis Haysbert. I'm telling you,
the
nigga from Allstate. That Allstate commercial.
Fake Denzel.
True.
Yeah.
Fake Denzel.
That brother's voice.
Yes, the nigga from Allstate commercial.
Yeah, that brother's voice.
So it's a lot of black men. So I'm trying to get into the voice actor thing because I got a deep voice, man. I think I could do it. You know, I do the radio and shit.
Yo, there's
I just look up to them dudes. You know what I'm saying?
There's a couple people on the Instagram and TikTok that literally made a living off of that because people like their voice, and now they just do voiceover. Like, I forgot the dude's name, but he does like he be talking about snacks that we need to bring back, and you know what I'm talking about, the black dude, and he just does voiceovers all day. And then there's another one, he just does voiceover. You can do it easily. Yeah, and you ain't got to be in Hollywood to do it either. You can be right on your couch.
I'm definitely going to figure out how I could do that shit. I'm definitely got to figure out how to do it. But shout out to James Earl Jones, man, making that bag. Somebody else that made a bag.
He said, R.I.P. He's still.
Just in case.
This dude said, Troy Aikman rolling in his grave. Right.
Last week we went over the top 50 hip hop female artists, and I'm posting them clips on Instagram today. Top 50 female MCs.
Did you listen to Rhapsody?
I did. I did listen to Rhapsody.
Layla's Wisdom.
I don't know what it was called. I forget. I just hit Rhapsody on my Apple Music and hit it. She got bars though. She definitely could flow. She definitely could flow.
Thank you, brother.
And I'm happy
I think
to put me
she's
up on
top
game.
5.
Yeah, that's what Jones said.
As far as female lyrical MCs, you know.
Oh, she's top 3 female. She's top at least 7 just MCs in general, male or female, for me.
And the thing about it is she's pretty enough where when she was a bit, maybe 5, 6, I mean, she still is, where if she wanted to talk about everything that the girls are talking about now, like I guarantee you, if she wanted to be P-popping, she could, but she didn't sell herself in order to, get mainstream like that.
Yes. Speaking of P-popping, have you guys heard about the baby and his new song that he got out? The baby, the artist, the baby.
That shit corny, bro. I'll let you.
He got a new.
He talked about blaming Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, he talking about how he had sex with Megan Thee Stallion and bragging on
the day that she got shot in her foot.
Yeah, what y'all think about dry snitching in lyrics? Because people do it all the time with people you don't know, but he's doing it with somebody that you do know. What's y'all opinion on that?
Did Megan do it first though? Y'all don't listen to her lyrics at all. She rapped about smashing the baby.
In the song that they had together, her and the baby got a song together. What's the name of that song?
She was talking about smashing the baby though. So she was talking about smashing him first.
I thought they was just making things up. You know how rappers
Right.
do.
I thought that was just a song type shit. I think what the baby did was like real groupie thought behavior.
He told the truth. It's like he rewatched the video and said, "You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all what I did."
So let me ask you.
That shit was whack.
He pulled an Earl Gotti.
Okay, if you didn't, because I didn't grow up here, so I moved down here, so you could tell how long someone's been here or how much they know Minnesota by like how long you can listen to KMOJ on 94 before you lose the signal, or how or what track was where before another name changed. Like when First Avenue when it was only a one-way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a fact. That's a big fact. That's a huge back when it was only a one-way, and on the weekends they would close it off. So
to get you to get the hell out of downtown. They used to hurdle people out of down, like what is it, the cows. Like they used to, nope, you can't go that way, you can't go this way, this is blocked off everything. Like take your black ass out of there. But you know what the thing about it is? Like it was so safe kind of back then where you could be like, you don't even have to go to the club. You could just chill outside
walk
and not worry
around.
about somebody getting shot. And not worry about now. You can't even do that because you're like, oh, something's gonna pop off.
You know, when we was coming up, we never went in the club. We was always the ones. We was parking lot pimping every weekend. But what's a club for the underage kids?
I was in the club.
Graffitis
was popping. Graffitis was popping.
See, you probably don't.
Was it? Well, we just young and wanted to get in there.
I
feel like it was like the young people and old trash mixed together. Like if you was old in there, you was trash.
What about that one joint? What about that one joint? No, go with your problem.
Let me tell you my problem with Graffitis, and I want to shout all these niggas out, man. I want to shout out the House Squad, man. Shout out the House Squad and everybody in the House Squad. Nigga Candyman and all them niggas that was in the House Squad. Richie Rich, major shout out to Richie Rich. That nigga went to the E. Is that them niggas were going to Graffitis and then it would just turn into Chicago house music, motherfucking goddamn juking, you know what I mean? Doing footwork, nigga for the whole time, nigga. And that shit was so fucking annoying, man. Like,
well, that's why you gotta learn the routines so you can dance.
What's your problem with the footwork?
I don't have a problem with the footwork. Yo, Bo, don't do that to me. I don't have a problem with the footwork.
So who's worse? Was it House Squad and the dance routines, or was it the fraternities and them stepping in the middle of the club?
Routines?
Ooh, let me tell you what.
They're House Squad?
Yes.
Yeah, they have routines.
They throw out one, do number two, do number three.
You would just go to Graffitis and end up watching House Squad for at least an hour. Yes. Every time you win, you just watch them dance for like an hour.
He was in this House Squad. Don't.
Nigga,
I'm an honorary member.
He did.
Them me so fired up. But what was worse? Shout out to all the Kappas, all the Augsburg Kappas in Minnesota. Them niggas, when they would roll up in the club, nigga, and start they line and get the strolling in the middle of goddamn Karma, that shit would fire me up too. I'm going House Squad, man, because at least when we were older, we could separate ourselves from the Kappa niggas. Because shout out to all the Kappa niggas, but y'all niggas wasn't getting the VIP. Y'all niggas wasn't getting volunteers. Y'all niggas was just strolling, twirling your canes. You know what I mean? In general admission. So
I'm surprised they let them in with the canes. I don't.
you know what I mean?
Security.
Weapon.
Yeah, that's a security risk. But then they was like, but they looked at him like, they ain't gonna do nothing.
Hey, but can you imagine getting stomped by one of them?
That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen.
That
ain't gonna happen. Not them brothers.
That's really like the black fraternity in Minneapolis, St. Paul, right? Are the Kappas. The Kappas kind of, to use a term very loosely, they run the yard in Minnesota, yeah? Or am I bugging?
They was the more popular ones. I do know. They was the more popular ones for sure.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Like the Omegas, they was like the grungy underground rough niggas that people watch their purse around.
They're the GD. They're the GD
of fraternities. They grimy, boy.
That is such a St. Paul statement. That is such a St. Paul statement because GDs in GDs is known as the dirtiest, grimiest gang in the city.
Hey,
like if you,
I know some dudes from Gary.
Probably
Trust me, I know some dudes from Gary though. So even in Gary, they still the same way.
Chicago too. GDs is the. I mean, come on, man. That's like. Yeah, that's the worst of the worst.
This is like, I still want to go back, so I'm not going to say nothing.
Well, my brother,
people, though.
No, I know. Let me tell you what, I'm not to speak on this. You know what I mean, nigga? I mean, I grew up on the north side, and over north, there was Crips and GDs, but I'm
and no disrespect to the GD. Shout out to the
ain't disrespect.
Twix or GD. Dwayne, my brother, he was a GD, and Trisha dad, he a GD gang lord. Like he got. Like he a boss up there with the GDs, and I still call him a cookie every time I see him.
Hold up, man. Let me make a statement. I do not condone that statement that was made. I apologize to any GD members that may have been offended. I was just,
I got another segment I want to get into, and I need you guys' opinion as men. We were talking about women and the sex drive and everything. We're gonna get into the game after that, but this is the last segment before we get into our weekly game. Hopefully, Prince can chill out for a little bit so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. But I was scrolling through Facebook, and me and Are You Serious did this a couple of episodes ago, and I came across something, and I really I want you guys' opinion on this post. All right, so it says yesterday. So yesterday I was invited to brunch yesterday, and I opted out and decided to do my homework, which is way more important than brunch, and a real one would have respected that. But instead, I get this, which got this individual kindly cussed out and blocked indefinitely. The fuck he thought anyhow. Let me this be clear cut. I will not alter, change, or adjust my priorities for anyone under any circumstances ever. And why don't I date? Sorry, not sorry, whatever, right? Who cares about what she said? Let's go to the screenshots that she posted. So it says, what happened to you yesterday? I did homework for 6 hours. But we were going to brunch.
Hey, first of all, this is your voiceover interview audition right here. I'm gonna need you to put more inflection on these right here. I'm gonna need you to add some spice to the I did my homework for 6 hours.
I'm trying to, I really want to, okay, I'm gonna read it how I want to read it. I'm just trying to
So the girl is in green, and then
the girl is in the green, and the dude is in the boy.
So he got an Android, and she got an Apple. Okay, just making sure.
That's all you take on the conversation.
So he already starting off with a bad taste in her mouth as it is. Yeah. So go ahead.
He asked her what happened to you yesterday. She said, "I did homework for 6 hours." Right? So then he was like, "But we were going to brunch. She was getting dressed when I got off the phone with you. I did my homework. All that isn't relevant or important. I had to do my homework. It took 6 hours, and I'm glad I did." So at this point in the conversation, it kind of went left real quick, right?
I mean, because she is a little bit, because she could have explained it better than what she did.
Yeah. Like when you say this isn't irrelevant or important, that right there is a red flag for me. I'd have started cussing her out, but homie didn't cuss her out. What he said was, well, you should have told me that you should have told me that. I'm glad I don't wait for nobody because I'm not that nigga you put on hold. For real, for real. So he
For real,
felt
for
a little
real.
disrespect. I could have communicated better, but FYI, you could be Jesus. I'm gonna put you on hold when it comes to my business and priorities.
Not Jesus.
And whoever doesn't respect it, they do exactly what you did. Don't wait on me and do them. My school is a priority to me and will come before any brunch, anything else. Have a great productive day. He said, "Oh, that sounds good, but I don't give."
Was she paying for this?
No, she wasn't paying. You know she wasn't paying for it. So he said, "Oh, that sounds good, but I don't give a fuck about the school when you don't give a fuck about me." So with that being said, you have a great life, and like I said, I don't wait for nobody. And then she went on to say she's negative and all this other shit. So my question to you guys is, after going through this a little bit, who was in the right and who was in the wrong? So to break down the scenario. Yeah, to break down
you ain't even gotta ask. Like, I'm trying to figure out what. That's not even a question.
So let me.
Maybe
so who was it?
Like, what do you mean?
Yo,
like, in what way is he wrong in any scenario, in any situation? Like,
and he didn't cuss her out to begin with. He was nice to her. First of all, like he did he say in a text that you
what
told me you were on
do?
it when I got off the phone with you. You were no. Apparently she told him that she was gonna go, and then didn't even message him to be like, "Yo, I'm not gonna make it."
Exactly.
He got dressed. He went and he waited. Maybe he was at and I would be mad as hell too, especially if it was that brunch that DJ Inferno be doing. It's like a ratchet Sunday up in there, yo. You take a Bible and your gun. But the
Bible
food is
and
good,
gun?
but you gonna wait. Yeah, you gonna have to shoot a motherfucker and pray for him. But I'm just joking. It ain't bad though, but it's good. It's what is it called? It's like the ballroom, I can't remember the name of it.
Gold Room Sundays or something?
That's it, Gold Room Sundays.
Gold Room Sundays. Okay. So
yeah, but she's dead wrong.
So I think if we go through the comments, I don't know if it's gonna let me go through the let's see. No. Anyway, so yeah, like you said, the long story short, they had a date set up. They had talked, they had conversations, they were about to go out to dinner or brunch or whatever, and she just never responded to him. So
somebody
she
said
never
you didn't
answered
hit him
the phone.
with the drug dealer.
Yeah, this is hilarious. So it's 200 something comments, but she didn't respond to homie, and it's the attitude that she gave him. Like, I don't owe you anything. You know,
off the jump, off the rip, instead of saying sorry.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was just like an attitude that she gave me. Like, I don't owe you anything. So I'm gonna ask you guys: if you make plans, right? If you make, because y'all know how I feel, so I'm gonna ask y'all: if you make plans with somebody, right, to go out on a date, and that person never responds, they don't say anything, they don't send you a text, they don't answer the phone, they don't do any of that. Who's in the wrong? Like, is that okay? Like, is that like how do you respond to that? That's what I really want to know.
Check this out.
You don't.
It started off wrong because he reached out to her and asked what happened. Why? Why? If you when you recover from whatever illness or whatever bullet wound you got to make it so you couldn't call me, and then you reach back and be like, oh my bad, I had got shot in the ankle while I was reading to the homeless, and then that's what happened, then cool. But there's no conversation here. There's nothing that she could say to justify what she did. I'm in school right now. If I planned something and was like, hey, yo, I'm gonna meet you at 7, and it's 5 o'clock and I'm getting dressed, and then all of a sudden magically I said, oh, I had to do homework for 6 hours. No, that's not, you already knew what you had to do. And if you, oh, I forgot I had to do some homework, I can't meet up. It's her fault. She's 100% wrong, but it looks like she's just used to talking to Lane.
She was doing homework. She was doing this nigga name homework.
Yeah, it looks like she's just used to talking to lame dudes because she's not used to somebody questioning why she didn't do what she said she was going to do. Like, she just thinks she thinks she looks too good to, like you said, be held accountable for anything.
Let me go.
That's her right there.
Oh no! If y'all really want to get into it, this girl, hey, we're gonna move on. But I just said this yesterday about my neighbor. she come outside in booty shorts, like they big, all of them big. All of them big girls. They big girls. And they all come outside wearing like bikini bottoms
in their hand
and a t-shirt. And a bra. If you got a bikini bottom and a bra, they wearing a swimsuit outside to clean her car. And she wears this all the time, like the shortest dresses. And my wife, she like, I'm like, man, she advertising. And my wife said, so I can't wear stuff like that. And I said, I'll beat your ass if you wear stuff like that. And she like, well, she like, well, what's wrong with it? She don't like how she
look. Ray Rice?
And I'm like, no, I don't like how she look. I just, you advertising, right? It look like you a hoe, even if you're not a hoe. You just wearing clothes that are inappropriate. But I guess it's not inappropriate if they sell it in a store, right? So me and my wife was having this whole conversation, and she admitted too. She was like, if I dress like this, I'm not gonna get that much of attention. But if I wear this to the store, if I wear these blue shorts that she wear, she getting a hell of attention when she go to the store. Whereas if she wears like she regularly dressed, which is like a nigga, you wouldn't know she got ass and titties up under there. You know what I'm saying? So she not getting that same attention. So I definitely think that women should be able to wear whatever they want. But I think also you have to be conscious of the reactions that you're gonna get when you do what you do. So you can't act. So even in a girl, when she just said, is there a fuck me sign on my forehead? No. But them short ass shorts and that body dress and that low cut shirt that you got that got your titties out, and I can see every tattoo on your titty, that says something. It say something. It do something to me as a man. You know what I'm saying? It draws my attention. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It draws my attention. Cartoon.
Right, we got Pepe Le Pew in this moment.
We got Are You Serious? We got D. Jones.
Take the pussy.
We got D. Jones, Double OG. It's Original Podcast. And we got Boima Freeman in here. Boima, man, we wanted to ask you a couple of questions, and I know D. Jones got any questions, and we got to keep it short because we do want to play our game.
Thanks for telling me that.
I'm talking about like the podcast period.
My guy, Boima Freeman, man. First and foremost, man, shout out to you. For those who don't know, man, hey, boy, man, you don't even know this, but people, you included, I'm a Minnesota nigga all day through and through. You know what I mean? Like all fucking day. So, man, first and foremost want to shout you out, man, because like I was saying earlier in the pod, man, nigga, you was on that comedy shit. Like you was the funniest nigga, you know what I mean, in Minnesota, or at least Minneapolis, St. Paul for a very long time before the social media was popping, shit like that. I'm talking about nigga 08, 09, 2010, you know what I mean, shit like that. And you have one of my favorite moments, and I want to ask you about this.
Oh hell no, man!
Which is yo, watch where I'm gonna go with this. Which is your skit on Leroy Smokes' album, man. Leroy
Smokes. They got everybody from every freaking race up in that one. You got Bus One, he represents the brothers and the white people. We got Freddie, he represents the Mexicans and the Hispanics. I'm from Puerto Rico. You speak Spanish, don't you? Well, you Mexican. Well, then there's a couple of other white people. There's a lot of white people in Leroy Smokes, but they funky as hell. The thing that fucks me up about Barry is that you really have to listen to Barry, or else you'll get fucked up, because he's rap. He put like everything together. It's like he's chewing on a sandwich while he's rapping. Oh, sure, man, sure. And Bus One, when Bus is on stage, he be on military. And the sounds of the bottle of a song, the bottle of the song. I'm like, God, dog, boy. But when he get down, it's like Bus One make you want to join the fucking army till you realize that you might die in Iraq. God, dog. And Jesse, boy, when Jesse one eye closed, he about to tear that guitar the fuck up. Yo, and Hash Brown, yo, if Leroy Smoke had a daddy, I think it'll be Hash Brown, because he's always like sitting there, you know, chilling with his belly, or the beer sitting on his beer, like, now these motherfuckers here, these motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they talking about. Is Ben OG still in the group? Oh God, have you seen Nick on the?
No, that shit's real. Shout out to Bus One. Shout out to everybody, man. I want to talk to you a little bit about that at first, man. Just like how do you know Bus or Leroy Smokes, man, and just walk me through the process of doing that skit on Love Hustle Theater.
Well, first of all, rest in peace to Barry. He passed away. His birthday was just last Tuesday. You know, it's funny, when I first came down here, I was just doing comedy at Acme. And when I hopped off stage, there was this short dude came up to me. He's like, "Yo, my name is Nick Abdo. He was the rapper Greedy at the time that started the band." He's like, you know, I would you mind, like, you know, hosting like our, you know, hip hop shows? And I just moved here. I didn't know anybody, so I was like, sure, I'll do it. And then that's how I started doing it. And then ended up meeting like members of the band just like that. And that's more came into the fold. That's how I met Bus. So we all just used to hang out, record, just, I don't know, just Barry just used to play like beats. He just used to make beats and beats and beats. And he was like the first person to like he would just be sitting there talking and he'll like record a whole conversation and I don't even know, and he'll take it and use it as a sample or something, you know.
And how much time did you spend with him? Because if those of you who haven't listened to the interlude, you know what I mean? This nigga Boima was just going on everybody. You know what I mean? So for you to be able to go on everybody like that and like very like personal, not personal, but to know like what their personalities are like and what you could go on, like how much time did you spend with them?
I spent a lot of time with them, like Barry and I, all of them. Like when they're recording, I would just be there, you know, just to like soak it all in, and just because they were cool to hang out with. We get high as hell. Every year on our birthdays, we'll link up and do like a freestyle or whatever. And so I've been going on trips with them. Like I go out and I went out of the city, out of the state with them as well, you know. So on the road, hotels and everything, I just sat back and I listened to, and I see how they all get ready for their gigs or whatever. So I mean, for me, that was just like an improv that I did. I didn't even know that subconsciously I had been watching them, you know, because I tend to pick up on mannerisms. So I just
that's a lot of what you talked about on there too.
But I was worried too, because I'm like, man, somebody gonna hear this and get offended. Because it's like, or just all of them. I'm like, someone's gonna hear this, but nobody was offended. Especially Bus part when I was like, well, he was so militant.
Oh, nigga, mad militant. Yo. And let me tell you what, you know what's funny, man, is that I just hit that nigga Bus the other day, man, and let him know, like, yo, Love Hustle Theater is one of my favorite albums, like, just period in general.
Oh, man. That's dope.
And for you to be a part of that, man, and I want to say your joint is right after goddamn, like, one of my favorite songs on there. I want to say it's Two Step, right? So it's your interlude, and then this joint called Two Step, man, which is super dope. But I can't mention, man, Minnesota comedy, man, and shit like that without getting into the shits. Back in 2010. Yo, Boima, walk me through, man, the hip hop awards, brother, and you hosting it. Niggas running on stage, you 2 5-piece of the nigga. You know what I mean? Like walk me through that, brother, man, because yo, you got to understand, man. Again, I'm a Minnesota nigga, man, all day long, man. And that, and at the time, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Boima, which is hip hop in Minnesota. Nobody like that was like that. That was new to have an award ceremony and niggas come out and in the venue that was hosting it, right. And everything. You know what I mean? So like, I guess kind of walk me through first, like how you were able to get the gig of hosting it, and then what transpired.
Actually, I got a call from Depth, you know, High Society, and he was like, yo, I'm thinking about putting together an award show. So I was like, cool. So then I hosted it 2 years prior to that, because I think both the first 2 times was at the Varsity Theater, and then the third time was at the venue. That was the third one, I guess I think I was hosting. I don't know. He did one a year prior. I think so. That was the 4th one, I think. But that
was the biggest one, the last one.
Yeah, it was. I think even Young Berg was there that night, Hitmaker, when he was. Yeah, but it was. Poor kid. But he's really
good now.
Yes, he overcame a lot, and it just goes. Perseverance is a mug, you know. You just got to keep going with it, and that's the thing people need to realize right now in this generation is that you can fuck up on the internet, but don't go kill yourself because tomorrow somebody else gonna fuck up and they gonna forget all about you, you know. So anyway, so he asked me to host it, and I just hosted it. But that night was kind of crazy because even leading up to it, I don't know, it just felt like something was gonna happen, and I knew it was gonna happen, and I mentioned something about it happening, and then it happened.
So what exactly happened? Because I was really ambiguous with it.
Oh, so I'm on stage and
it was a nigga that didn't win something that felt like he should have won something that tried to Kanye the joint. And Boima goes on him.
I don't know if I want to say his name, but shout out to the dude, man, because that night was just basically crazy. It was just like I think it just went from having fun to like me saying something, and then he snatches the microphone, and then I punched because I thought to myself, I'm like, yo, if he snatched the microphone, that's kind of like disrespectful. So then I hit him. And then when I hit him, he kind of fell backwards, and I started stomping him, and like a bunch of people jump up on stage, and then the whole thing. I blame First Avenue for that. I should have sued them because, like, for a long time, like that with me as far as being up on stage, you know, because they thought I kept saying security, come get this dude off stage, but they thought that this whole shit was a bit, a joke.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you were Will before. Okay.
And Boima, that's exactly what I was going to ask next. Which
Boima is the original Chris Rock.
Chris Rock got smacked. He didn't get. He stomped.
After that situation, did it affect you moving forward in terms of gigs or your career or anything like that?
It kind of did
because that was in the Star Tribune. Be clear, like the
I know.
Like that was in the Star Tribune. Like so, did that affect you?
Because it did kind of. There was some stuff that I was doing for Fox, like commercial wise, that got pulled. There was a couple of commercials that I was supposed to be doing as well that got pulled. And then for me personally, it was a breakdown for me because I'm like, I can't believe I let something like that happen because I'm not the type of person. And here in Minnesota, like I was always alone if I wasn't with my cousin. I was always alone when I went out. And I just basically, I would go out, but now I'll be on my P's and Q's as to be thinking, you know, because he was from here. But the thing about it is like his cousin, I knew him because we were shooting a teaser for this, like a project that we were working for, and both of us acted in the damn teaser. If I knew that it was his cousin up on stage, I wouldn't have gone to that point. I just would have shouted out at him saying, yo, come get your man or whatever, you know? But it was just an unfortunate night. I'm sure for both of us, you know. I still see the cat, you know. Like I said, I don't want to say his name before people go.
No,
like,
facts.
You know, so,
but you know, but I have mad respect for him. You were put in a difficult position. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, hindsight, sure, you looked at it like I could handle like this, but in the moment, first half, this nigga rushing the stage, like
and that shit is on 2TV top 20 most shocking.
It was a thing. It was a thing. I've always wanted. Of course, I don't know Boima. This is my first time meeting him, and shout out to him. That's why when I was like, oh shit, hold on, nigga, let me chop it up.
Money.
You know. So shout out, man. I appreciate you, man. You know what I mean? Digging into that, man. Nigga, I know that shit was over a decade ago. You know what I mean? But,
I still get reminded. You know,
but from a nigga that, even though it was a decade ago, you gotta understand, man. This is coming from a nigga that like fucked with you from, you know what I mean, from afar. Like you didn't know me, you know what I mean? But I understood you, right? Like
this nigga,
I was just feeling you. You know what I mean?
The Star Tribune, like everybody read that every morning.
I'm sorry, Star Tribune.
It was in the Star Tribune. Newspaper. It was in the Star Tribune. You know, everybody's just saying like,
not in the voice.
Yo, you know, I fuck with Boima, man. Super tough. Like I said, man. You know, Boima is interesting, man, because around that time there were two movements happening in Minnesota, man, which is and we've talked about this on the pod, which is Street Kings and Boima Freeman. You know what I mean? And they were almost running parallel to one another in terms of notoriety, running parallel to each other in terms of, you know what I mean, starting to transcend out of Minnesota. You know what I mean? So, yo, Boima, man, I've been a fan, man. I've fucked with you for a very, very long time, man. You mad funny, man. So, yo, mad respect to you, brother.
Hey, do you know who the Street Kings is, Boima?
I think they were nominated for an award.
They were. They absolutely
were.
They absolutely were. They absolutely were.
I don't know them like, you know, like know them, but I know that they were, you know, where, I mean, are they still here?
No, you know, Street Kings, that's who I came up with in the music game. They all in jail or passed on, mostly. One of the Street Kings still alive. He does podcasts with Simba Ali. Shout out to
I know Simba.
Simba Ali, he was a original member of the Street Kings.
Original member? Oh,
yeah, he original member of the Street Kings. And they call him Monk. They call him Monk back then. Now he ain't the same person as he was back then. Now he like Charleston White Jr. But
No, I
back
mean,
in the
wow,
day,
that's wow, that's what I mean. Like this, because I saw him on a podcast recently.
The coldest rapper. He was one of the coldest rappers in the city, man. Other than me, of course. He couldn't out rap me.
Quattro,
all right, let me ask you. Keep that shit up on me. Go. Let me ask you this, Boima. Because I think I'm funny, but I could never jump on that stage, right? And I thought about it, and we talked about it, right? And my brother, Are You Serious? He's hilarious, right? But we ain't never got on the stage. We just talked about it. And for you, I think it just seems like you do it with no effort. You know what I'm saying? It seems like you get up there, you get on stage, you run your set, and you do it with no effort, and you're pretty successful at it, right? Like I've seen some YouTubes, I've known people, I've never heard of a bad set, and I'm pretty sure you've had one, but I've never heard of it. So let me ask you, personally, just for me, what makes you say I'm gonna jump on that stage and tell these jokes?
Oh, like from scratch, or like in the beginning part, or just now?
Well, see, even right now, because it has to be like, even right now, it probably has to be more motivation for you to get on the stage than at the beginning, right? Because you've been doing it for a long time, and you know what I'm saying? It's like with me in the radio, right? I'm gonna give you an example, then I'm gonna ask you. I've been doing radio for 5 years, but I ain't blew up. I've been doing radio for 5 years and nobody knows about my radio shows. So for me to keep going to the radio station, my motivation isn't to blow up, right? I do my radio shows and I do this podcast because this is the way for me and my brothers to interact once a week and really talk and put it on tape. I started podcasting with my dad so we could get some stories just to learn about my dad before he passed away last year. So my motivation is never being to blow up in radio and to be the most famous radio DJ in all time. I do it because I like doing radio, right? And it kind of kills me at the same time because I don't promote, I don't post, I don't do the things it takes to blow up like that. So my motivation is different. So what I'm asking you is, what was your motivation then? And you can give me now. What was your motivation to jump on stage and do comedy?
Pussy. I wanted to get some pussy.
That's it.
So I'm like, if I could make a girl laugh, you know, I could just laugh my way into the panties. Now I'm just joking. But
that was real.
Hold on, that's a real message. That's a real reason.
Nigga, that was real.
I concur.
That's I quit being funny when I got married. Like I noticed, like I wasn't funny anymore when I got married. I was like, yo, I need a divorce. I got to go back to being my motivation for pussy because I didn't care about making people laugh anymore. I just like get on stage and shit. You know, nah, I'm just joking. But what makes me actually it's more of a, like I'm sitting here and this idea comes to my mind and it's like, okay, how can I work it in, right? So then I don't write, which is why I suck at probably comedy. So when you see me up there and it's looking effortless, I'm like a duck, like paddling like a mug, trying to figure out all my thought patterns, trying to put things together, and then worry about improv as well, because I'm like, I don't want to just, comedians is like boom, 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 same joke, same joke, same joke, same joke, same joke, same joke, same joke. I like to just basically go up on stage with an idea or a concept of where I want to go or what I want to talk about, but then when it allows me the freedom, like if someone says something or if I notice something about the venue or if I want to sing or something, like I was doing a show the other night and I noticed that the acoustics in there was beautiful. It was at the Mixed Blood Theater. So I just like went into like a improvisational type theater type, you know, and then, which sucks because it's like, for me, it's like, I want to be in the audience, but that's the weirdest thing that ever happened to me before is I was on stage one time and I was like talking to myself and I saw myself in the audience looking back at me.
What?
And then I thought about, I was like, the mind is crazy. It's because I'll be on stage, like telling a joke. And then like I'm having a conversation with myself on this side. I don't know. It's weird. It probably happens to you too, where you're asking a question to someone on the radio. And then the next question is like, you
already in your head. Yeah.
Right? As you're even talking, right? So I don't know for me, but that was like one of the weirdest transformations. And I wasn't even high. Like transformative. Serious, like, nigga, you high. You saw yourself looking at yourself. Hey, if Kevin Gates can start a car with his hand, I can see myself.
I think I have some healing.
But yeah, so that was my motivation, pussy.
Okay.
He said, a synopsis.
Hey, so when your first time on stage, let me hear your first time on your stage. Why did you get on the stage the first time, the very first time?
People used to tell me I was funny, like when I was leaving jobs and stuff. Like there was an attorney here before I moved to Texas for a little bit, and I was leaving, and he heard I was leaving. He was like, "Oh man," he was like, "Who else gonna have the jokes?" Because one time, like I was trying to take my, I was trying to use the vending machine at the law firm, and it was like a Friday, and so I was trying to buy something and it got stuck. So I wrote down on a notepad and I put it on the thing. I come back to work, all the like secretaries are laughing and they're like, they're like, "Oh, so did you get it unstuck?" I'm like, "What are you guys talking about?" It's like, oh, just smiling, but more flirtatiously. Apparently I put on the thing, my peanuts got stuck. Because I was trying to buy some nuts. But I didn't know it was gonna be funny like that. I just wrote that joint and then they were like, "Oh, you're funny." So I got up on, so long story short, I was in Texas, like a small town, and it was like, "Oh, we're starting comedy night." I'm like, and then some friends of mine was like, "You should go." I'm like, "Okay, I'll go," my coworkers. So I went up there and when I got on stage, I was like, wow. Remember somebody on the Boondocks said that's what crack must feel like when he ate that burger and he got the itis, and so it was just like that,
Riley.
Like, I was like, "Give me some more." So yeah, that was when I was hooked on it, because I always kind of knew, but I grew up in Africa. If you're fun, I remember my cousin telling me, he was like, "Only clowns get paid," and this was in a village.
It's a bar.
So I remember that distinctively. So when you say you're a comedian, African, they don't respect comedians. You are just a city man,
You're just a city man.
Hold on, so
you really from Africa though, huh?
Yeah, I'm Liberian. Yeah. Well, my parents,
Liberian.
I was born here. My mother looked at me. She was like, "Damn, this baby ugly." So she shipped me back to Africa, and and then my grandmother raised me. R.I.P. She died a year ago today. And
sorry to hear that, brother.
Oh, thanks, man. And then so that's it. That's how I started doing comedy first time. And then so I went up there the first time. This is a funny story. So I went up there the first time and I did well. Second time I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be even funnier." So there was this one joke this old dude told me, and I went up on stage and was about to tell the joke, and then I got a punchline, and that made me like, it humbled me so much that day that I told myself, I'm like, I am not going to go up on stage and ever. And it was a blessing too, because it's like, I don't want to repeat anybody's joke. I don't even like listening to people. I don't even watch comedy specials.
So they gave you the punchline before you even got to say, "Oh, okay."
Because I was trying to do something that I had heard previously, like one of those like general funny jokes and stuff. And I got off stage. I'm like, the first time I was original. Second time I tried this and someone did that, and I felt stupid as hell. And I'm like, I ain't never, ever, ever in my life gonna steal somebody's joke. Because there's people that steal your joke. Somebody will steal your whole persona and get up there and basically be you.
Shucky ducky.
Sucky ducky quack quack. Sucky ducky quack quack.
Yo, real quick, dear Double. So what made the move from Texas to Minnesota for you?
Well, the statute of limitation is up, so I can tell this. I used to be into pharmaceutical products. And my business was being looked at by an auspicious group. So I decided to have a fire sale and move to Minnesota. Because something, you got to see the writing on the wall, man. It's only a matter of time before it happens. They tilt. And then when and then apparently after I left, like a couple of months later, like a whole thing came down where they washed a couple of corporations that were under the same umbrella as I, and then some people got sent away for quite some time. They
got the severance pay.
Yeah, they did.
I'm trying to get with the okay. They got their severance package. There you go.
But yeah, so that's why I came here. I was watching TV and they said you can get your degree in 6 months. I was like, 6 months? Sign me up.
Hey, let me tell you what, man. Hey, between goddamn Boima Freeman and Fancy Ray, nigga, Minnesota comedy is in the building, man.
Oh,
Who was Fancy Ray?
Fancy Ray.
Hey, do you know he a real nigga though?
Fancy is a legend.
Yeah, yo,
he's a real
Fancy that
nigga.
nigga, man.
A
Be clear.
legend.
Real nigga.
Yo,
Be
let me
clear.
tell y'all
Real nigga.
about Fancy, yo. Fancy like saw me perform, and he was like, you know how most people like sit back and hate on you. Fancy was like welcoming, like if he has an idea, he will tell you. But funny thing is, I had a show that I got booked, and I was supposed to be opening up for Fancy. So I messaged Fancy, and Fancy's like, I'll pick you up. But when I first came here, I didn't know Fancy was Fancy. When you look at Fancy, you don't think Fancy, right? Mm-hmm. You think Fancy. So Fancy came to pick me up. Fancy was like, I'll come pick you up. I'm like, Lord, I hope this nigga ain't trying to fuck.
Yes, that's what you think.
So we start getting in the car. Man, we have a nice conversation over there. You know, like I'm like Fancy cool as hell. And we get there, like all these women are on Fancy. I'm like, oh, Fancy ain't Fancy. Fancy was a cool ass dude, man. He still is. I host the open mic, and he was just there. And you know what? What I like about Fancy is Fancy never waited for anybody to do anything for him. He started his own commercial because he knew with his looks he could sell shit. Fancy will sell you anything today.
These are facts.
He still do.
These are
He
facts.
still do commercials right now.
These
Still do commercials right now.
Nigga, I only went to Variety because of Fancy.
I heard that whenever a girl comes over to his house, he makes him bring them like the Jerry curl bags, so that way to make sure that it stays moist during the night. So like that's what you gotta bring the bag with.
Hey, you know, let me tell y'all my Fancy Ray story, right?
I was about to call Fancy right now.
And this is what made me think that he a real motherfucker, right? Like, cause you see the commercials, right?
Yeah.
Fancy Ray. You see the commercials. So I was working at the cell phone shop, the pager shop on University in Pascal. So everybody went to Express Cellular University of Pascal. I don't know, Boima, if you ever been in the Midway before, or you ever had a pager before, I'm pretty sure you've been to Express Cellular and you bought your pager or cell phone for me, just didn't even know it. So Brian, Denny, me, we all chilling. Fancy Ray come in. He like, I think he was trying to buy some minutes for his phone for one of his girlfriends. And he had two bitches with him. And I thought like you thought. Like Fancy was fancy. But he a pimp. Like low key. He pimping.
My.
So he came in here with these two girls, and you know what I'm saying? And he talking to me, and you know, I grew up with some pimps in my life. So I could recognize when I hear pimp talk, right? You know what I'm saying? So the way he was talking, he like, yeah, man, let me get this cell phone, let me get these minutes, and then he cut it up. Like he was like he cut into Fancy, like it was a character. You know what I'm saying?
He
like,
did a commercial for you, right there.
Yeah, like right in there, like he just.
Let me get one of them.
But he was like a real motherfucker at first, and then he cut in the Fancy right.
He let you in. He opened the window and let you see the business.
So like, and then he started coming into the store ever since then, right? And he would come in all the time and get pages and minutes and get his phone fixed and all of that shit. But over the time, I just got to know him from working at the cell phone store and realizing that he a real motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine if prostitution was legal. I could get you some pussy today.
And he was doing it.
Yo,
it ain't got to be legal.
This is super Minnesota right now, but nigga, it warms my heart, man. Like, shout out to Fancy Ray, man. That shit. Shout out to in Limeo Live, man. Shout out to Limeo Live too, man. Like,
yeah, I've heard of Limeo Live before. I don't know who that is.
Man, shout out to Limeo Live.
On the game, we got a new.
You know what I mean? Yo, this is mad Minnesota. I love it.
So let me ask you this, Boima, before we go. What advice would you give to somebody like myself who thinks they got jokes to tell, but is too afraid to get on the stage?
I would say just do it. I would say go to my IG page and follow me. And I have a showcase that I do once a month at a brewery called the Dual Citizens of Raymond and University. So if you ever want to try comedy, I would say do it, because you don't want to, you just invite a lot of people that know you and like your friends, because those are the people that's probably laughing at your jokes anyway. And just do a cheat code for the first time. And when you get up on stage, depending on how, if you can't get your friends to laugh, then you're not funny. But if you can get your friends to laugh, at least you got a fan base right there in your friends. So just do it, yo. Just compose your ideas. But I'm gonna tell you right now, like go over it and over it and over it, but be prepared to improv. So I would suggest when you get in there first, the first thing you should do is look around, like what can I make fun of? So if your jokes aren't going good or landing, then you can be like, okay, I can always make fun of this, because you're gonna forget everything that you wrote down. You might just start it off because when they call your name, like you're gonna get the bubble guts, you're gonna get up there, but the feeling that you're gonna get afterwards when they're clapping and laughing, or the stupid shit that you thought about that no one would think was funny, and then like a group of people laugh at it, gives you a nice, satisfying feeling. So if you want to do it, do it. I would suggest, I would say anybody should try it one time, yo.
Just try it out one time.
Yeah, you should try it.
Out one time.
I ain't got no friends, so it's gonna be. I ain't gonna have no more for the audience.
And if you forget your jokes, just be like, women be shopping.
You cannot stop a woman from shopping. Women be shopping.
Reggie.
You can't stop Reggie from shopping. You snapping on Reggie.
Reggie. Karate-size your ass.
Yeah, karate-size. All right,
did you see though? Did you see when his hair like switched like positions on that when he's standing there going like this? And I think he gets something happens when you're watching that scene, his hair is not the same, and they just said, "Fuck it, we're gonna roll with it."
We're just gonna keep it to fun.
The original Tyler Perry.
Oh, yes, sir.
I said with that hair, the original Tyler Perry.
He got
let me ask you, what's your favorite? Since you've been in the business for a while, what's your favorite thing? And then we're gonna move on to the original Jeopardy trivia game, and then we're gonna close it off. What's your favorite thing about being you? Because I wouldn't say you're just a comedian, right? Because you do more than just that, right? You also an actor. You know what I'm saying? You're a writer.
I'm a best actor, you know.
You do music, make beats. Like, you do a lot. And I ain't trying to stalk you, but nigga, I be watching your page, so I know what you do, right? So ain't no stalking. I'm a fan of you, and I'm been a fan of you, and I appreciate you coming.
Man. We friends.
I appreciate you really coming today, for real, man.
Oh man, this is I woke up at 5. I came home at 2:30. I felt like I was just gonna lay around all day today instead of doing some adulting because I don't have my little one. But when you messaged me, I think I like the way you use the term God's timing is best. And so I had nothing going on. So I'm like, I'm going to do this as the most productive thing of the day. And I've been waiting for you to hit me up, you know, for the invite. So when you said, as soon as you hit me up, I'm like, I'm on, just give me 5 minutes. I got to do my makeup real quick. And I'm good.
That's what he said too. I got to do my makeup real quick. Yeah, I appreciate you coming, man. Because, you know, honestly, sometimes and this just being transparent.
What is this making this noise?
It's a self-doubt thing, right? So sometimes I have self-doubt and I don't believe in myself like I should, right? So I don't pursue everything and everybody. Like, I be having hella interviews lined up and I just be like, they probably don't want to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? They probably ain't got time for me. I ain't no big time artist. You don't know who's watching you or who listening to you neither. Like you said, you never know. So I appreciate you coming. I really do, man. And I just want to know, what is your favorite thing about being you? Like, what's your favorite thing?
Oh man, I'm stupid as hell. I live in my own head, so I know how dumb I am. And my background, that's the best thing about being me, is my background. I come from a diverse background as far as being African, living on both coasts. I was African in school when African wasn't cool. Like when you used to be called African booty scratcher, people used to pick up on you. Now African is a vibe, you know? That. I was the original. I was the original here. You know, we went through a lot. So all of that made me, that's why I started doing comedy, is because like I was bullied. I ended up turning into a bully, and then I ended up becoming the bully savior. Like I would charge people to be like, yo, give me some money. I'm gonna go over there and roast that motherfucker for you. But I don't even do that anymore because roasting ain't my thing. I don't like to make, because I feel like the audience pays your bills. I don't like to if they scream out something to me, I can take it and turn it into a joke. But those are my employees for the night. So my employers for the night. So because they're the ones giving the money. So I try to be respectful. And comedy is a two-way street. It's like a 69. You know, if they're not having fun, we're not having fun. So it's like you feed off the audience. Like the audience will make or break. Like sometimes the audience energy, yo, you can feel that shit up on stage. And sometimes there's just like, And then that's the hard part because you got to win them over, by the end of the
Hold
night.
on, nigga, you
like,
just sped past something really fast.
69.
Hold on, brother. You just nigga, you just sped.
You just go 69 the crowd, nigga.
Yeah, you just got 69 the crowd, nigga. You just sped past that mad fast. Nigga. Go ahead, though, brother.
Don't give it back. So.
I hope it's clean.
Right.
I hope it's clean. Shit. All right, man.
No, but
that's
that's the one thing,
Yeah, it's dope because we just don't know. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? I've never been a comedian, so I don't know what it's like to get on that stage, and I can't imagine what it's like to get on that stage, and then you got an audience of 12 or 12,000, but they all mean mugging, and then you still have to do your job. You know what I'm saying? And they come up there expecting you not to be funny. Yeah.
No, but sometimes though, those are the good ones because they're the people that pay. They already know that they want to laugh. When someone pays money to come to a comedy club, they're like, they want to laugh. So you don't really have to do too much. Unless you're horrible, like at your job, like you should be able to get up there with as much confidence and spit whatever it is that you need to spit to make people laugh. And being quick on your feet, you got to trust yourself, So, I mean, and you talk about the doubt is always there, It's like, is this funny enough? Am I good enough? But then yourself, when they call your name, just step up on there, and just be like, yo. They gonna love me. You're gonna love me.
God did. That's how you gotta come out.
Right.
Oh man, don't get
God did. God did. All right, man. We got DJ Double OG. We got Are You Serious? D Jones. We got Boima Freeman in the building. It's the Original Podcast. It is time for us. Man, I got so much more I want to ask you, but I want to respect everybody's day and time. It's time for the original trivia game.
Niggas be cheating on this game. Niggas be cheating on this game.
Hold up.
Niggas be cheating on this game. I just want to be clear before we get started.
Yes. I made this up. I made all the answers, so I will be hosting this, and you guys will be participating. This is the original trivia game. We got Are You Serious? We got Boima Freeman. We got D Jones in the building. Team 1, 2, and 3. Right. Who is going to set it off for us? Who's gonna go first? Let's go with the guest. Guess first. Yes.
No, how does this work? So you pick and then like.
So it's kind of like
Jeopardy.
It's kind of like a hood raggedy ass Jeopardy.
Okay,
so you pick a category.
And then you just have to answer your question.
So you answer the question, but anybody can answer. You got to call out. So you got to hit a buzzer. So we don't have any buzzers. So your mouth is the buzzer. So you got to say something. So Jones will be like,
hey, no. I've played 2K before. There's latency when it comes to Wi-Fi and internet. You're gonna make me miss my jump shot.
But if you miss this question, it is negative points.
Oh,
that's what we did.
You gotta let D.O. Double read the entire question.
Okay, all right.
We didn't take away points last week. This week we're gonna take away points.
Yeah, because we should have took some points away from that.
All right, so the original podcast, is original trivia.
I could have won more.
We got 5 categories. Let me get my voice in. We have sports, movies and TVs, the 1990s, finish the lyrics, and Black history. Each category has a number representing the value in front of it. Boima Freeman, it's your go. Pick your category.
Hold up. For some reason, my Zoom. Okay, cool. I will go with 1990s for 500, Stu.
Ooh, he's starting with the big bucks.
He's starting with the big boys. 1990s, 500. They started selling books on this internet thing in 1994. Amazing where they are now.
You already know it. Amazon. I got a package on the way.
What is?
And you know I was before you, Jones. You know I was before you.
Now bullshit, nigga. My call was real.
Your call was trash. And it's still
Are
funny.
You serious? You got the question right. We're gonna have you pick the next category.
Yes, my brother. Of course, I'm gonna go with Black history. But is that really American history? For 200.
Black history for 200.
So you put Black.
I ain't got no heart to go and see the sufferings of my people played on the stage. I've heard Uncle Tom's Cabin read, and I tell you, Mrs. Stowe's pen hasn't begun to paint what slavery is. And I have seen it as far south. I've seen the real thing, and I don't want to see it on no stage or in no theater. She heard it because she couldn't read or write, but she could show drive a train. Who is that?
That was a lot.
That was a whole lot. I feel like that should have been 500.
Well,
I don't know if that was a 20.
I like that. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I like this quote, right? Because she's saying, "I don't want to see Uncle Tom's Cabin read. I don't want to see a play about slavery. I've seen the real thing."
Nora
compare. Nora Hurston, no, but you ain't got no points, so I can't take away no points.
Just you did. Bad.
No, just throw something
negative. No, you answered it.
No, nigga, I'm just throwing something out there.
But if it was right, you would have took it.
Wait, it was very clear that nigga, when we were all silent, ain't nobody know the fucking answer.
Give him his points back, man. Give him his points back.
All right, we're gonna give him points back. She could show drive a train. That's the key word. She could drive a train. Somebody knows. Who is Harriet Tubman?
Oh, the Underground Railroad.
Underground Railroad.
Megan Thee Stallion might be able to drive a train.
Yeah.
No, I guess I might have to pick again. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go to that one again.
Yeah, stay away from Black history.
Yo, I'm
like
the
public
100.
Like the public schools, stay away from Black history.
You know what?
He said like public schools, stay away from Black history. I'm gonna go sports for 100.
Sports 100. How many yards is in a football field, including both ends?
No, you gotta wait till he finishes.
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead. No, you got it.
God damn, is it 20? Let's go 20.
He said it's in 20.
20 feels right.
How many yards in a
No. Don't react.
You said 20. You said 20.
Okay, that's wrong. Anybody else got an answer?
It's 100 and something.
No, not in the end zone.
How many yards in a football field, including both end zones?
Oh,
read the question.
Oh,
I mean, end zones 5 yards.
I gave you the answer.
No.
So then, basically, 110.
Take them points away.
No. You
take them points away. Take them points away.
What is 120 yards, man?
Because the end zone is 10 yards each.
It was 10. The end zones are 10 yards.
I just didn't answer it, but yeah. Sports for 200.
Sports for 200. This team started in Cleveland, believe it or not. They won championships in Missouri before going back home to LA and winning one. Who is Boima? Boima? Sorry, Boima.
Hey, my neighbors are gonna think like we starting jihad.
This nigga said Bohema.
Boima? Who is it?
Won championships in Missouri before going back home to LA and winning one. Has the Clippers ever won a championship?
No.
Okay. Then
nigga, you can't give him the answers, nigga.
No, he asked the question.
No. Is this an NBA or what?
That's you got to figure it out.
Oh, then I take my back.
Nope, you got negative points.
Go ahead, answer.
Football. Who the
Okay.
Rams. The Rams. LA Rams.
Okay, you pulled it out at the end.
Whoa.
Wait, how many chances did he get?
Wait,
what's the
because
time limit
I hit the buzzer.
get?
Hold on, I hit the buzzer.
The question.
And he answered it while he hit the buzzer.
In my mind,
We're giving
I
it
told you
10
I'd be
time
like that,
limit
right?
from now on.
Okay, sorry.
10 seconds from now on.
I'm so sick of this goddamn game.
He was asking questions.
My bad. I thought I was going.
You was eliminating answers.
All right, listen. 10 seconds from now on, okay?
You can't be asking questions either.
This nigga asking questions, giving kind of half answers. All type of shit.
Tell me the rules.
So it couldn't have been the Clippers. Let's see.
Who else could it have been? The Bulls? No, but the LA Rams started in Cleveland as a football team in Cleveland. And then
Was
they
it a
went to
cricket
LA.
team?
And they became the Rams in LA. And then they moved to St. Louis in '94 and became the St. Louis Rams. And then they moved back to LA. So yes, it was the St. Louis Rams.
Fuck all that.
Boima, pick the next category and the amount.
Movies for 100.
Just
Snow for $50.
This movie only had one truck in it, but it was oddly out of place. It also had, I can't lie, I never finished this stupid ass movie about home.
I'll let you get it.
Jones, this is an original podcast answer for sure. Jones?
It absolutely is. I would like to say it comes from an incredible movie director and writer.
10 seconds is over.
Coming out of the great state, I want to say, of Tennessee.
Way longer than 10 seconds.
That would be lot lizards.
That's right. Lots lizards.
You're gonna disqualify yourself by taking too long to answer the question.
Have you ever seen lot lizards, Mr. Freeman?
No, I have not. But aren't those the women that crawl under the trucks at the truck stops?
Yes.
Hey,
so
man,
the movie is about lot lizards.
If you want to be put on to all the hood movies that be on Tubi, Amazon Prime, follow your boy, man. D. Joe's reviews, man. I review all the hood movies. That's where I came from, man. Shout out to Lot Lizards, man.
Yes. And he does good, man. Actually, D. Jones is blowing up. We ain't gonna talk about his deals that he got going on, but got some major deals with a lot of major movie houses. So, he's a real critic, man. So shout out to D. Jones. But yeah, Lot Lizards, I was definitely thinking about you when I did that one.
Absolutely.
Lot Lizards is the only movie about prostitution that you don't have prostitution in the trucks. There's no truck stop.
One day we got to get into that because I went back and watched that. And I'm the king. I'm the king in the nigga running niggas down rabbit holes. But I didn't really realize how far y'all niggas ran me down a rabbit hole with that goddamn lot lizard shit, boy. Y'all had me goddamn fired up and goddamn all the way down a rabbit hole, nigga. I was fired up. Anyways.
Make sure you go to YouTube, check us out, Original Media. Make sure you get all D. Jones reviews on there and watch what we did to him during the line review. It was hilarious.
Yo,
all right,
let's go finish the Lyrics 100.
Finish the Lyrics 100.
We go.
Our most controversial topics. To be loved. To be loved.
Oh, what a feeling to be loved.
You better don't say nothing, Des. Don't say nothing because you done did it every single time you answered a question. So
no, I was done. No,
but Des is acting like he didn't get to finish the question. No,
I did finish it.
He didn't. He absolutely didn't.
I did finish
it on my screen. It's your
with the lot lizard. You literally just did it the last question.
No, nigga, I waited until the period.
No, you didn't.
I'm so sick of this guy.
All right, listen.
Oh, I'm so sick of this game.
You're sick of the truth, huh? You're sick of the truth.
Finish the lyrics for 200.
Finish the lyrics 200. Blank. So many people use your name in vain. Blank. Those who have faith in you sometimes go astray.
Let me say love.
Love and love.
Oh.
So many people use your name in vain. That's right, love. Are you serious? Got it. Are you serious?
I'm gonna go movies and TV for 300 of them things.
The key of D, this kid. Mike, Roland, and Slim. They cool, but Stacey ain't cool with Mike dating Alicia. Joe? Jones, what's your answer?
The Wood, nigga.
The Wood.
Nigga, the best movie ever made ever in life.
One of my favorite movies of all time, The Wood.
Nigga, what did they say? Mackin'?
Hanging.
Mackin'. Hanging. All right, yo, man, we going to finish the lyrics 300.
Get your own shit while you riding mine, huh? Go ahead and answer, man. Come on, answer, man. Jones, answer. Go ahead, Jones.
Only female in my...
Hold up. Is that you?
Who you calling on? Because I'm going with only female in my crew and I rip shit like a nigga to pull the trigger to. Fuck you.
Oh, you the only female in your crew, huh?
That's real aggressive.
Come on, man.
Hey, the way he was trying to get to finish it because he knew it as soon as he did.
Time out. He ain't say though. So
you didn't say
I didn't say that's true. That's very true.
Last week you guys professed your love for Lil' Kim, so I wanted to test you guys and see if you knew any Little Kim lyrics. And this is one of my favorite songs from Lil Kim, Benjamin's, and her verse goes hard.
Nigga, right on top. Let's go finish the lyrics 400, man.
Let's all bring it in for Wally. Easy sees Uncle Charlie. Lil Boob God's got him, and I'm gonna miss everybody.
Gets this one.
Yeah.
Fucking good luck.
He about to get it. He about to get it. I feel it.
Oh, I know the answer.
Boy,
I can't hear you.
Easy sees
Uncle
Uncle
Charles, yo.
Lil Boo God's got him,
What did
and
he
I'm
do?
gonna miss everybody.
Everybody. I don't know the proudest thing when it was Peter.
What's that? No. What's that, brother?
Yeah, he got that.
No, what's that, brother?
He got that. He got that.
I used to want to be chicken bone.
Yo, Dollar, before you hit the button, if you put in just random letters, I swear to God,
It's the same thing.
you should have just put in random letters. You shouldn't have put the real lyrics. You should have just mashed all the letters together.
Joe, what you got?
Nigga, I was lying, nigga. I don't know what they say after that.
Nobody knows these lyrics. But we all,
Even dumb niggas don't know the lyrics.
yeah, we all know the song. Like, I never knew Lil Boo Boo. I thought it was Lil Boo Boo. I didn't know it was Lil Boo. I thought it was Lil Boo Boo. God's got him. And I gotta miss everybody. All right, let's see what they said. I only roll with on my game. Look to the sky and pray. We're playing
That's
with
what I
that.
said.
I was gonna get that.
That's what I said. I
Only roll with on my game. Look to where they lay. We're playing with destiny. They play due to me. But nobody knows that those were the lyrics to that song.
That's what he said.
He said
For all intents and purposes, Boima, you absolutely did.
He said that.
They try to satellize your name, boy. All right,
Satellite
your name.
Satellite your name.
All right,
Well, come on, man. It's the time to flip it, nigga.
500. Finish the lyrics.
500 finish the lyrics. N words wanted to kill me, and y'all still
Hold
with
on.
them. Okay.
Where my
Niggas
boys
wanted,
at,
to,
man?
niggas wanted to kill me, and y'all still with them. Nigga, y'all chill with them, and y'all wonder why we not friends. This
Oh,
a
they gotta be
recent
Tupac.
song.
Oh,
It's
come
a
on,
recent
man.
song.
Nigga, that's the God. Hold on.
It is the God.
That is the God,
It is
nigga.
the God.
I know that's the God. I
And
don't
what
know
did
the
he
next
say?
lyrics, nigga. That's too new, nigga. I ain't had time
Niggas
to
wanted to
dissect it.
kill me, and y'all still with them. Niggas,
No,
y'all
that's
chill with
bullshit.
them.
You can't do that.
And y'all wonder, no, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. The
You
reason why I
can't
put
do
this
that.
up
That's
here,
bullshit.
this is my favorite verse of all time.
That's bullshit. You can't do
Ever,
that. Nigga, we just talked
because
about this.
I totally relate to this verse. Nobody got it, but best thing I could do is not build with you. When I could destroy you, that takes some fucking discipline. This Jay-Z, Drake, love all.
Absolutely.
Jay-Z and Drake love all. Nobody was gonna get that one.
Yeah.
That's why I was
But do I get points for knowing it was the God?
No, you don't.
No.
Okay, just thought I'd ask.
So
You know,
it's a
last week
Jay-Z
y'all-
song. What song was that?
It's called Drake and Jay-Z.
That was
It's called-
Drake. That was off
It's called-
Certified Lover Boy.
Yep, it's
Okay.
Drake. It's a Drake song. It's called Love All featuring Jay-Z.
I ain't listened to that album yet, to be honest.
Yeah, that was
with
all
you.
Certified
listen.
Lover Boy right there.
I'm not
That
really a
verse-
Drake fan too much, but yeah, I get you.
Jay-Z's verse
Yo, we need to have a conversation
on
about
that song
because you're right, Reg.
explains my entire life as it is today. Like
Hey,
that
yo, so
verse.
I don't get nothing for that Crazy Bone and Lazy Bone lyrics.
No.
No, nigga, I was gonna, I mean, but I didn't want you in the hole, so I left with some points on the board.
Yeah,
Let's
because he
go
could
to
have
the
took
next
some points
subject.
away.
I could have took the points away. All right, we finished the series of lyrics. We still got Black History. We got the 90s, movies and TVs and sports. Let's go.
Hey, should we be ashamed of ourselves that Black History nigga's still there?
No, that first one got scared us.
400. Black History 1990 for 400. please.
1990s for 400. 2.6 million of them in America used at 25 cents a piece for 10 minutes at a time. What is it? What's the matter, but nobody got the answer? Come on, man. There's 2 points. The key word.
I don't know. Nigga, is that how much it used to cost to be on live links?
It's minutes. What are you, minutes on your cell phone? Like, what is it? Yeah.
What is a
Payphone?
payphone?
Oh, nigga.
Y'all don't
Oh.
remember payphones, do y'all? They cost
It's just a
$25,
word.
and you can
Nigga, I
only
remember
stay
I
on the
used to
phone
get
for
free
10 minutes
phones
at a time.
from live
Yeah,
links.
What is a
okay.
payphone?
90s for 300.
Man, I'm making these questions too hard. What Nickelodeon show kickstarted the careers of Nick Cannon, Kenan Thompson, Kel Mitchell, and Amanda Bynes?
God.
Boima. Go ahead. That's right.
Got it.
That's right. All that. What is
Give me
all
my
that?
money. I need
Just an
money.
introduction is to blow your mind.
Yo, shout out to Left Eye.
Yes. Shout out to Left Eye. All right, what's next?
R.I.P.
Boima?
And Chili too, you know.
Yeah, shout out to Chili.
90s for 200.
He's still single. Don't worry, you got a chance.
It must
Was
be
it
Chili.
his Bronco or the homie Bronco? Either way, he invented court TV in real life.
No, that was
Yo.
me.
Who
That was
said it
me.
first?
No, that was me. I don't want to hear
Okay.
none of that racism.
All right, I didn't know. Okay, what you got?
If you,
You
are we
didn't know,
talking
nigga.
about the not guilty, the innocent, who is OJ?
If I did it.
O.J. Simpson is correct.
Yo, shout out to the innocent OJ, man.
Innocent. He
Yo, they
ain't do
freed,
it.
they freed the real nigga.
Free
Did
the
I get
real
my
one.
points though? I want to make
Yes,
sure
sir.
I
You
got all
got
my
your points.
points.
You got
I
your
want to make
points.
sure
Yes,
you
sir.
double check it.
Yes, sir.
Let me
You got your
get
points.
Black History for 300. That's right.
Now, I want y'all to know in advance, this is another quote.
Oh, this.
This is my being and my heritage. He once explained, for I am also the son of a Baptist preacher, the grandson of a Baptist preacher, and the great-grandson of a Baptist preacher. This man taught Jesse everything he knows and taught the world peace was possible.
I think I was first.
Okay.
This is my being and my heritage. He once explained.
Wait. Who you picking, brother?
Son of a Baptist preacher, Martin Luther King.
No.
Martin Luther King Jr.
This is bullshit.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Is
That's
it?
right.
You sure it's? You just trying to get some wine? Don't. He's using that as an excuse to get up and fill his cup. Yeah, don't. You sure it wasn't Martina Luther King?
Okay, no, but that was bullshit. I got that one, nigga. Like,
No, you didn't. You slow.
AJ, why are you screaming?
That wine got you a good delay, and you don't even see it.
Nigga,
That liquor.
300 Black History.
I'm
It's
so
that-
sick of
It's
this.
that devil's
My house
nectar.
is- My son is turned up right now. All right, Black History. That was 300 for Black History. All right,
400.
what's next? 400.
400 years.
Born into slavery, his family gained freedom through the Emancipation Proclamation. There were no schools in his area. However, he didn't let that stop him. This nigga screams. Hold on.
I feel like
Aaron, go get your brother, AJ, and bring him to me now.
He walked 500 miles to enroll in school at the Hampton Institute and became the first teacher and principal at the Tuskegee Institute.
At the
Since he
Tuskegee
was,
Institute. Yeah, my son just screaming for no reason. Boy,
he got it.
I would say Frederick Douglass.
and I hate to take these points from you, but you're absolutely wrong.
Oh man.
absolutely right.
Anybody else? This is a hard question. This is a hard answer.
Shoot. Was it Martina Luther King?
I think it was Aloysius.
No, it could be.
He said Aloysius. Booker T.
Booker T.
Booker
Oh hell
T.
no! That's who.
Washington.
Oh, that's who I had too. I went to Booker T. Washington in New York, yo.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Booker T. Washington.
You ain't about to be ingrained into their Hall of Fame.
That nigga
All right.
go off now.
We got Black History in the 90s, movies, and sports. Where y'all want to go?
Who got the board?
Still you. It's still
It's still Boima.
Oh, 90s for 100.
What company's famous slogan was "You got mail"? Jones?
It's you.
I feel Yahoo is the right answer.
I feel Yahoo is the wrong answer. Minus 100 points. All
I
right,
know what it
anybody
is.
else?
I know. It's
Boima?
AOL.
Yep.
AOL America Online is
Nigga,
correct.
that's
Why'd
only
you
100
say
points.
Yahoo?
I don't know, nigga. I
Where-
felt like that
where
was the
you
right
going?
answer.
All right, Boima, where we going
Here's
next?
the problem. Let me tell you the problem right
Uh,
quick. Is that, nigga, at this point, nigga, y'all aren't respecting my buzz. And that's the problem here. Okay?
You just won.
Y'all aren't
and you
respecting my
failed.
buzz. So I
You
might not
failed.
know the
You-
answer,
and you
but at this point, I'm just
failed.
buzzing because y'all aren't respecting my
What's-
buzz.
We have to
Sports
respect
for
the buzz.
five.
You're right.
Sports for 500. Sports for 500. Leave that wine alone.
Ooh.
He won National High School Player of the Year. He is one of 5 people to win an NBA MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, not to mention an NBA championship. And he is my favorite basketball player of all time. Boima?
Oh man, I don't know. Oh man,
I know who it is,
man.
so don't. I know who it is.
One national high school player, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I know who it is. No.
So he was high school player of the year. He won an MVP.
Can I answer?
You already buzzed in.
No.
Oh,
David
Boima
Robinson.
gave up. Oh.
I did.
David Robinson. He said Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I said David Robinson.
But Kareem also did all this.
What are we doing here?
You're both
No
wrong.
fucking clue.
You're both wrong.
So who is it?
Hey, take 400 from him and
Hey, Kevin Garnett.
Kevin
Oh,
Garnett.
you didn't let me buzz in. I said Kevin Garnett. I said Kevin Garnett. You didn't let me buzz it. You didn't give me
You
a
said
David
your
Robinson.
favorite player of
David
all
Robinson
time.
was my favorite player of all time.
Yeah, so
He
why
was.
we
Nigga,
sitting
I
here
said
lying
Kevin
But
here?
Garnett.
Kevin Garnett is my favorite too.
I said
He's
Kevin
actually my new
Garnett.
favorite.
Nah, man. You
I said
said your
Kevin
Kevin
Garnett.
took over
favorite
David
player.
Robinson.
Nah,
You
David
didn't-
Robinson
you didn't
was
let me
my
guess.
favorite player of all time.
that's the only reason
No.
I said David
But there's
Robinson
a lot
over
of
Kevin Garnett.
other players that's done this before though. So
Okay.
this
One
is
of
like a
five.
trick question.
Yeah. And 1 of 5 to do, but he's the only person to win national champion, high school player of the year, and 1 of 5 people to do the MVP and defensive player and win a championship. Nobody's done all of those.
See, I don't know
For
about the
real?
high school crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Kobe never won defensive player of the year.
No.
I just want to say I said Kevin Garnett. even though
Jordan
you
won defensive player of the year.
Yeah, but Jordan was never high school player of the year.
That's
But
why I
he
thought
did win
maybe it was
MVP
David
and
Robinson
defensive player. Yes.
because you said it was your favorite player. Hey,
Nigga, fuck
He was.
David Robinson.
God damn.
Hey. The Admiral, be respectful.
No, it's the Admiral.
Be respectful. All right, sports, movies, Black History, boy, where we going?
That's not me, is it?
Yeah, we still ain't
You was
won
the last
nothing.
one to win.
Oh man. Movies, Black History for 500. Let's go.
He like, why I keep picking all the damn.
He said Black
answers?
History for 500.
Oh, I
You
thought you
said
said
movies.
movies.
Oh, that's
I
fine.
always
We can
wanted
do
to
this
be
one.
a deuce. In 1992, me and Jimmy was about the same age.
Oh shoot! I don't know the name of the movie.
My wife just screamed the answer out. She
I know.
I didn't hear Do a replay.
I always
Is this it?
wanted to
Is
be
this
a
it?
deuce. That's
Is
it,
this it?
deuce.
Oh, I knew it. Oh,
In 1992, when me and Jimmy was about the same age. Jones, what you got?
damn, I'm about to lose some points.
You
Oh,
are.
the
But
name.
I'm
Said
gonna
wrong
go
answer.
with what is South Central?
That's what it
What
is.
is South Central is
Because
correct,
I only knew
Jones.
Deuce.
You're right, Deuce.
Deuces.
Deuce.
That's
I
why I was
always-
going like this.
I always wanted to be a deuce. I always
You
wanted
got
to
your
be
boy
a deuce.
out there stealing
Stealing
radio.
car
Stealing
radio.
And
Yo,
little
shout
Jimmy
out,
was his name.
yo, shout out to
Lil
Are You
Jimmy
Serious
was
with,
stealing
with the alley-oop.
Baby.
Um,
I just couldn't
How did
remember
you
the
know
name.
that? My wife all the way in the other room. She like South Central. I'm like, damn, how she know that?
let's
just forgot the
go
name because
sports.
of the
Let's go
dudes.
sports 300.
First 300. Little Ray. Ray. Get your big. You know, he not only won an NBA championship, but he was the coach and the
Gosh,
star
I
player
know
on
the
the
answer
team.
to this.
Matter of fact, he was 2 championships as a player coach.
I know the answer. To this. I know the answer.
Are you
to this. I
serious?
feel like it's Bill Russell.
It is a Russell of the Bills.
Bill Russell is correct.
Who
Who
is?
is
I felt like it
Bill?
was Bill Russell.
And they just
Russell.
retired this number for all the players that are new.
Yep, nobody can be number 6 again. Shout out to Bill
I
Russell.
should have buzzed in.
He won more championships than anybody, man. Number 13 of them.
Let's go.
All right, are you serious?
Black History for 500. Yeah, that's right.
That's because the NBA had 2 damn teams. Then, yo.
First African American woman elected to serve Congress in 1968. She's also the first African American woman to seek the
Ooh, I
U.S.
know the answer to
presidential
this.
nomination from a major party, and she co-founded the Congressional Black
I know
Congress.
this, but I don't want to be dumb.
I have to say that if I didn't make this question, I wouldn't know the answer to this
I
either.
think I feel like I know this.
It's
But
I
like
don't want to
Queen-
say the wrong name.
I want to say
You
she's
should
out of
know.
California.
I'm Megan.
Yeah.
Queen Maxine.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
She's not.
Oh,
Who?
thank God.
He said
Boima
No,
Freeman.
she's
Queen
not.
Maxine.
Oh,
Boima
she's not
lose
out of
points.
California though.
He
She's
said
out of
Queen
Illinois.
Maxine. You hear him?
No, that's not the right answer.
That's not her.
You said she is out of California?
No,
No.
Illinois.
All right, good. Ooh, boy. Oh, Shirley Chisholm.
Well, how did you know that, brother? How did
Let's
you
fucking
know
go.
that?
He
Barely
said-
Chisel.
Let's fucking go.
Paid
A
attention
black
in school.
queen.
He
Let's
went
fucking
with
go.
the Black History card.
Shirley
Woo,
Chisholm.
I needed that
Prince,
one.
don't worry about Prince.
Look like you
Woo,
about
I
to win
needed
this
that
one no
one.
matter what.
I'm gonna edit him out. I'm gonna edit him out. All right, where we going, brother?
Sports 400.
Sports 400, all-time record 50-6. He blames cocaine and women for the 5 losses.
Hey, I think I know this one. I think I know this one.
Boima?
My nigga.
Who?
My nigga.
Yo, nigga, that's not an answer, nigga.
I'm cocaine
and women for 5 losses.
I'm buzzing on this one. Right there. I'm gonna buzz in on this one if Boima don't get it.
I don't know who the hell that is.
All right, I'm gonna. God damn. Fuck, I'm about to lose all the points I just got for Shirley Chisholm. That was a hard one. But let's go John Bones Jones.
All-time. Oh, I'm gonna read it one more time.
That's a good answer.
His all-time record is 15 wins and 6 losses.
Mike Tyson.
Hey, can I redo it? Can I redo it?
It's fucking Mike Tyson. It's fucking Mike Tyson.
Who is Mike?
It's fucking Mike Tyson. Why the fuck did I go Bones Jones? Nigga,
do anybody have Hulu? Does anybody?
I just blamed the cocaine, and it was a time in my life.
As soon as I said Bones Jones, I was like, no, nigga, that's Mike Tyson.
Yo, that Hulu series is good. Once you can get your mind past the guy playing Tyson doesn't look like Tyson, but his mannerisms.
This is what I want.
Wait, we can't support that. Mike Tyson said, yo, nigga, they ain't getting no clearance for me to do this shit.
Man, fuck Mike. Desiree Washington apparently didn't give him no clearance. I like Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson said they didn't give him clearance to do that?
I mean, apparently Robin Givens didn't give him clearance either.
Mike Tyson said he ain't getting no clearance, he ain't getting no bread, nothing from that series.
He's used to not getting clearance and doing it anyway.
Hey, let me tell you something.
I am right.
The way that series was played out, I honestly thought Mike Tyson had everything to do with that.
Mike has,
but they could. But he did it when he did the one-man show. You can copy basically his whole life off of that one-man show and make a movie about it.
That's what they did.
But he had nothing to do with what's out right now. Like
that explains the episode with Desiree Washington. If you see this series, and you see this, it's a great series. The episode with Desiree Washington was so deep and profound. I didn't even I thought he had something to do with it because he just let her tell her story that whole episode.
You know he wouldn't have.
And then my whole time I'm thinking like, damn, this nigga just admitted to raping
I love how they do it with the camera, like they break the wall,
Yeah, that's a super dope series, man. Super dope. I'm mad Mike Tyson had nothing to do with it because
I'm mad it finished.
About Mike. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just finished it yesterday. That's why I got that answer. All right, where we going? Black history or movies?
I don't know. I fucked myself. I'm really mad because I came through with the Shirley Chisholm, man. But then I fucked myself.
Now you good? Look at your.
All right, let's go. Black History 100.
Right,
Black History 100.
Yes, we can. Is what he told us. There were 43 people to do this job before him, yet he was the first black person in the job.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Nigga!
That was Obama.
Oh no!
Hold on, wait, Jones. You think you called in first? Who did it? I don't know.
No, I did it. I said boom. Thank you. And that was me way before he even did the. Because I heard that shit before. Obama. It was Obama, and you was like, watch the tape.
200 or 400.
Watch the tape. That's okay. It's recorded.
200 or 400.
We going 400. I ain't no punk about mine.
Blood shot him in the back. He wasn't even in the crib. That was his brother. Now this is hard, but Blood shot him in the back. He wasn't in the crib.
I know the answer to it, and I didn't say nothing. It was a boycott.
No.
Jones is boycotting. Okay, Boima.
Colors.
Hell no.
Wrong.
Hell no, it's not.
I gotta answer this to win the game.
Yes, you do. So go ahead. What is
it?
Ice Cube.
Yeah, it's boys
Jones
in the hood.
The answer. Yes, Jones gave you the answer.
Where's the brother though? But what I'm trying to figure out, that's his brother.
Ricky's brother.
Yeah, that was
what are you talking about?
But he wasn't a Crip.
Yes, he was. They didn't say it in the movie, but he was a Crip. That's why they was beefing with the dude in the car.
Yeah,
I know they was red, but I didn't know
the
that.
window was wearing.
I didn't
He
know.
called
I
him a
know.
crab. If you
But
watch the movie back in the year, he
that's
called him a
right.
crab, and that's why he was beefing.
That's what was throwing me
boy-
off was the
I'm
brother.
boycott. Yo, just like the SAT, this is culturally biased. I didn't really grow up in America, so I don't know all this shit y'all talking
You're
about.
not all the way
That's why
wrong,
my
actually.
score is negative 400.
You're not all the way wrong.
It's actually more. He just didn't give you the negatives.
God damn it.
All right, last question. Mike and Diana brought chemistry on screen. It's some bad news for Evelyn. We all know not to bring Evelyn no bad news. What movie is this? Are you serious?
What is the Wiz?
No bad news, no bad news, no bad news, no bad news. Thank y'all, man.
Give me my
so
200.
much.
Give me my 200. I need my
Man,
200.
the worst, man. All right, man, I appreciate y'all coming through today, man. It's been it's a cool episode. All right, any last words before we get up out of here today? Because I had y'all here for a while now.
As the winner, I should probably go first. As a two-time winner of these games, I feel like, there's a lot of hate and envy that comes with winning. And I understand that now. At first, I didn't get it. But they say, like, the people around you that should embrace you are the ones that hate the most. So I understand that now. So, I mean, just make sure if you're winning, stay strong and don't let no no people deter you from continuing to win, Shout out to the haters though. Thank you.
Okay, Boima Jones, you guys got anything, any last words of the day before we get up out of here, man?
Yeah, any hating remarks?
Hater remarks.
Boima, you got some?
No, just follow me. It's JUSTBOIMA, and just continue to live life. Enjoy it while you can. Don't make plans for too long because life is short. Like, live now and don't forget about Dre. Yeah.
Can't forget about that, nigga. He owe me $5. I ain't forgetting.
My last remarks are, first and foremost, despite what everybody say, shout out to Cedar Riverside, man. Like, major shout out to
Little monkey dish you.
shout out to everybody on Cedar Riverside. You know what I mean?
The Perkins cracking.
And Boima, man, shout out to you, man, and shout out to what you represent, man. Like I said before, and I continue to say, man, I'm a Minnesota nigga through and through, man. And the role that you played in the city during the culture that time, man, major shout out to you. And fuck this goddamn Jeopardy game, man. And I'm so fucking goddamn tired. I'm not playing the shit no more.
Hey, okay, my last word of the day.
It's not about you.
It's all right. You're gonna win eventually. Boima, man, listen, I appreciate you coming today. You're welcome anytime to come. I really appreciate who you are because you don't know, but you really an inspiration to those of us that just have to keep it real. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and keep doing what we're doing and keep persevering and don't sell out and don't, cause like, I don't know if you even remember this, but you cussed me out before. And I don't know if you remember this, but we're going to bring this up.
That's what the setup was. Okay. It was a setup the whole time.
You cussed me out.
I'm sorry.
It's probably legitimate.
It was probably legitimate. But it just lets me know, like, you haven't changed, you don't sell out, and you don't compromise who you are or what you feel for anything at any time, right? And I'll tell you what you cussed me out about, but it was something stupid. It was actually a comment that I made on a post that you had posted because
on MySpace?
It was Facebook, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was Facebook or Instagram. I don't remember. But it was about the shooting that happened downtown St. Paul about a year or so ago.
Yeah.
And I think I commented something like, you asked a question. I don't even remember what I said, but I said something that you was like, nigga, it's too soon, right? Like, chill out, bro. Like, this ain't even funny. Like, nigga, this is a serious situation. And I was like, damn, my bad. Okay. And I think I went back and deleted the comment or something. But when you did that, it just let me know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker is a real person with real feelings and real thoughts and real ideas, and he's not afraid to
I was there that night, though, so that's probably why.
Yeah, and it was the girl that got shot, and it was the drive-by, and they had all the bullets.
Yeah.
And it was actually a couple of the homies that I ain't gonna, anyway, I just know what happened, right? I just know what happened on the other side. So I made a stupid comment being funny because it wasn't funny, and you let me know. But what I'm saying is that, like, every time I see you online, you always genuinely you. And it's hard to find somebody, especially in Minnesota, because you have to be so fake to get on in Minnesota that it's hard to find the rare gems where you got somebody that's just genuinely you, just genuinely nice to people, just, you know what I'm saying, just genuinely keeping itself up and keep going no matter if it's high or low. You understand what I'm saying? And I appreciate that because as somebody who does radio, community radio at that, right? Where I'm not rich, I'm not famous, but people, you know, but I still do it because I want to do it. And people will talk shit like, oh, you do radio, but you ain't on 89.9. Or, you know what I'm saying? You do radio, but you ain't on 101.3. And I'd be looking like, well, you know, so what? I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm still doing me. And I'm not saying that about you. I'm just saying when I see people that continue to live their dream even through the ups and downs, it's just inspiring to me, right?
Thanks, man. You're inspiring too, because I like the post that you posted. You said I don't know why other people complaining about not going to these stations, but I'm here. Hit me up. I can, you know, you can comment on my platform. And I think that was dope of you to do, because even a friend of mine was talking about getting his music on. I'm like, hit him up. And I forwarded him your information as far as on IG. So you do the same for me.
All right. Thank y'all for joining the Original Podcast. Right, out here. My kids I gotta go, man. I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys for having me, yo.
Appreciate you.
Yes. Appreciate you.